Hello, I'm Cindy Dahl, registered dietitian nutritionist, administrator, food safety instructor, and your host for this video. We honor you for choosing to be part of the goodness in life with your work. You make a difference. The topics presented here will be best practice guidelines. It's always important to follow your specific facility-approved policies. Food is central to the human experience. It nourishes us as individuals, yet it also is a powerful shared social experience. Kitchen inspections are the bedrock of a successful meal service. Without food safety and sanitation, even a five-star restaurant's kitchen may close. Let's ensure that the food safety basics are met in our kitchens. This video includes an overview of record keeping and the key things for you as a manager to look for when touring your facility kitchen. Along with this video, please take advantage of the printable inspection checklist available on the CAF website to take with you as you do a kitchen tour. Anytime there are noted issues, you should inspect more frequently. Validating compliance to regulations routinely will promote successful outcomes for food safety. Welcome to the kitchen. Let's begin. At the conclusion of this video, you will be able to identify what logs are necessary to keep in a food service operation, know what needs to be written on a food storage label, know the optimal temperatures for safe food storage, be able to identify good hygiene in a food service employee, and recognize safe work habits of food service employees. Before we talk about the all-important kitchen inspection, let's discuss the necessary record keeping for a food service operation. The food service supervisor should have records in his or her office for the following items that document the department's HACCP plan and policies and procedures. Refrigerator temperature logs, freezer temperature logs, cooling logs, serving temperature logs, thermometer calibration logs, sanitizer test strip logs, dish machine temperature logs, test tray data, ice machine cleaning sanitizing log, work order log for equipment and kitchen repairs, invoices which should be kept on file for 1 year at a minimum, records of employee in-service training, records of employee job descriptions with annual competencies, a QAPI binder, menus for regular and therapeutic diets, and a disaster or emergency menu. In California, menus as served and any changes signed off on by a registered dietitian are to be kept on file for a minimum of 30 days. The disaster menu should be kept with a disaster food supply, as well as in the facility disaster manual. Temperature logs, menus, and diet manuals are all examples of communication tools between the kitchen and the rest of the facility. For example, reviewing and providing the temperature logs and inspection records to the Quality Assurance Committee and Resident Care Committee allows for communication of compliance or non-compliance and plans for quality improvement. The diet manual and menu system ensure the nutrition care process is in place. These tools lay the foundation for goodness in nutrition and food service. As you start your inspection and enter the kitchen, look to see if hairnets, beard covers, and gloves are readily available. Do you have to wear a hairnet in the kitchen? Yes. And if you have a beard or a mustache, you must wear a beard cover too. This lets the employees know you understand the rules and that the rules are important for everyone to follow. The first thing everyone must do upon entering the kitchen is to wash their hands properly, even if you are just inspecting. This is basic infection control. Note if the hand washing area is clean and stocked with soap and towels. Is the water warm when you wash your hands? Is there signage reminding employees to wash hands immediately upon entering the kitchen? First impressions are important. Does the kitchen look and feel clean? Is it organized? Are gloves readily available? Do staff look trained and confident? Are they working in a directed manner? Would you want to eat the food made in this kitchen? Is the kitchen at a reasonably comfortable temperature? As you walk through the kitchen, notice if the floor is clean and free of clutter. There should not be any food stored on the floor. Also, note if it is in good repair. Notice if the floor mats are clean and if there are any of them that appear to be a trip hazard. Let's say the floor has cracked tile and is slated to be fixed next year. Do you ignore it? No. Even when we cannot immediately fix a non-compliant issue, we are called to ensure the employees, food, and residents are safe. Is there anything we need to do to ensure safety while we're waiting for the repairs? Write a QAPI plan and educate staff. As you continue to tour the kitchen, interact with the employees and ask yourself the following questions. Do all employees have hairnets and/or beard covers? And is all of their hair tucked in? The regulations state that food employees must wear hair restraints such as hats, hair coverings or nets, beard restraints, and clothing that covers body hair that are designed and worn to effectively keep their hair from contacting exposed food. Best practice would be to have all of the hair on the head covered by hairnet, regardless of its length. Do employees appear clean, and are they free of offensive odor? Are any wounds or cuts covered twice? Are uniforms clean? Are employees wearing gloves? When handling food, are they following the new regulation of no bare hand contact? The newest CMS regulations, effective November 28, 2017, states, employees should never use bare hand contact with any foods ready to eat or otherwise. Are staff wearing sturdy, closed-toe, slip-resistant shoes? If wearing jewelry, is it only a plain wedding band? Is the kitchen free of personal belongings? Bringing items into the kitchen, such as personal beverages, cell phones, earbuds, and radios, could be a possible source of contamination. Part of your inspections should include asking employees about what they are doing and why. Cooks should each have their own probe thermometers. They should be able to tell you how they calibrate their thermometer and how it is cleaned and sanitized. Does the cook have a readily available poster of safe cooking temperatures? Ask the cook what the reheat temperature is for foods. The answer is 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Are they taking temperatures and logging the results? Are they sanitizing thermometers with alcohol wipes between testing each food? Are the cooks following recipes? This is a great opportunity for a cook to shine. Ask them to show you the recipes. Ask them if the recipe is not a good one, are they allowed to change it? The answer is yes, with RDN approval. Is the staff following the menu? Here is another great opportunity for interaction. If you need to change the menu, what do you have to do to change it? The answer you get should be that the registered dietitian must approve the change and acknowledge it on the menu spreadsheet with the date and reason for the change. Also check to ensure employees are cleaning and sanitizing surfaces after preparation of meat, fish, and poultry. Another new CMS regulation concerns food brought into the facility. It states the facility must have a policy regarding use and storage of foods brought to the residents by family and other visitors to ensure safe and sanitary storage, handling, and consumption. So, ask the staff if family is allowed to bring food from home and how the food nutrition department safely handles that food. As you walk around the kitchen and you look at counters, shelving, and refrigerators, take note. Is the food properly covered? Is food labeled and dated with the name of the food, the date the food was received, if unopened, the date the food was opened or prepared? Are there use-by or expiration dates? Are any time and temperature controlled foods and potentially hazardous foods thawing at room temperature? There shouldn't be. Especially look for any large containers of meat, broth, gravy, soup, or cooked food that requires cooling down. Ask an employee about the cooling process and how it's documented. The surveyor will look to see if this food is on the cool down log. Are you the expert on food? Probably not. You just need to know the right questions to ask the staff. Let the employees show you their expertise. Validate with the supervisor if you're unsure. The cool down instructions should be evident on the cooling log. If not followed, notify the certified dietary manager to take immediate action to provide safe food as indicated. It is vitally important that the kitchen equipment be working properly. Are refrigerators and freezers maintaining safe temperatures? Refrigerators should be below 41 degrees Fahrenheit and freezers below 0 degrees. Check the temperature logs to make sure the temperatures are recorded every day, morning and evening. Are there thermometers in each refrigerator and freezer? Are there any expired foods in the refrigerators or freezers? Are foods stored such that ready-to-eat foods are placed at the top and raw or thawing foods are at the bottom? As management, our job is to provide the tools for success. Are there posters of the regulations in the kitchen for staff to reference? Do the staff have the tools to be successful? Even shelf-stable foods need to be stored at the proper temperature to maintain good quality. Is the dry storeroom temperature between 50 and 70 degrees? What does your facility policy state? Is there 6 inches of space between the lowest shelf and the floor to allow for cleaning? Is there 18 inches of clearance between items stored on the top shelf and the ceiling? Do you see any evidence of pest issues such as droppings, dead flies on a windowsill, or chew marks on boxes? Ask the morning cook. They would be the first one to know about these concerns. Are there any spillages? Any dented cans? If so, are they in a separate labeled area waiting to be discarded or returned for credit? Are there any expired products in the storeroom? Are scoops stored outside of the ingredient bins? If there are bags in the large ingredient bins, are they food grade bags? Let's talk about the condition of the kitchen. Are screens, doors, and windows in good repair? Can you see light under the back screen door through which pests can enter? Is equipment in good working order? If not, is there a work order completed? Are logs filled in routinely and correctly? Is there an air gap between the drain pipe on the ice machine and the plane of the floor drain? Is the ice scoop cleaned and sanitized daily? Is the ice machine clean? This is important. Lift the lid and check underneath and inside the ice machine bin. Wipe the edge of the plastic ice guard with a paper towel. If it comes out dirty, have maintenance clean the machine. Ice is a food that can affect almost every resident and quickly become a widespread issue if not handled safely according to the manufacturer's guidelines. An ice machine with mold buildup or rust inside should be shut down immediately. Ice discarded and cleaning and sanitizing done right away. This is one of the moments of greatest learning. Being able to identify what is acceptable to be done later and what poses a potential immediate threat to health and safety. It is always best to err on the side of safety. Chemicals have an important role in food service, but we need to be very careful in their use and storage. To avoid the risk of cross-contamination, check to see that chemicals are stored away from food. This is a high-risk area that requires immediate compliance if chemicals are found stored with food. Are chemicals clearly marked? Is the SDS binder accessible, updated, and current? Are there green cleaning buckets and red sanitizer buckets under workstations? Are employees testing the sanitizer concentration? Having an effective sanitizing system in the kitchen is the basis of safe food handling. Again, part of being a successful leader is knowing when to take action immediately and when to take notes and educate later. An uncovered light bulb or a leak in the ceiling above a steam table or tray line requires immediate action before food production can safely occur. Dust flying around the kitchen from maintenance fixing the wall while food is being prepared is an immediate safety issue. A cracked tile in the floor still requires repair, but perhaps not immediately if there is no safety issue. Check out the chemical and cleaning supplies storage area. Are the mops and mop buckets clean? Is there a supply of new clean and dry mop heads? Do trash cans have lids on them when not in use? Are they clean? Is there a supply of clean rags? Are dirty rags disposed of properly? There should not be dirty rags lying around on counters and equipment. Look up and look down. Are the vents on the ceiling dust-free? Is the hood clean? Look under and over all equipment. The slicer is a high-risk piece of equipment. Is it cleaned and sanitized? Walk over to the dish machine area. Is the dish machine clean and working properly? Can the person running the dish machine demonstrate how to test the sanitizer concentration and the temperature? Are dishwasher temperatures being recorded? By regulation, the dish machine must have manufacturer guidelines attached. Are these being met routinely? How do you know? Ask to see the logs. Are employees changing aprons and gloves if they go from the dirty, loading side to the clean, unloading side? If there is only one person working in the dishroom area, is the person washing their hands between the clean and the dirty side? This is another time for staff to shine by demonstrating their competency in their area. Let the person washing the dishes know that the facility could not be successful without them. Food safety is important. Tray line is an important event during the day in the food service department. We want to make sure the trays are assembled accurately and all regulations and guidelines are met. Employees should be quiet during tray line so everyone can concentrate. There should be no unnecessary chatter. Notice if the food temperatures are taken at the beginning of the tray line and intermittently. Are the cold foods on ice, chilled? We want hot foods hot and cold foods cold. Does food look and taste appetizing? Are trays neatly arranged? Are tray cards clean and dry? Are trays and flatware clean and dry? Have you tasted the food? When is the last time you did a test tray? I recommend eating in the dining room or doing a test tray on a regular basis. After tray line, notice if food carts are leaving the kitchen at the scheduled times. Are the food carts cleaned and sanitized daily? Remember, we don't get what we expect unless we inspect. Each year, employees must demonstrate competency in the skills and knowledge of food safety and regulations. Competency can only be determined by the supervisor seeing the person demonstrate the action correctly and accurately. This should be documented annually with a competency checklist with the date the supervisor is confident the food and nutrition employee is competent in the skill and knowledge. Is the supervisor handing in the daily kitchen rounds to the administrator? This is an important survey preparation tool. Have the findings on the rounds improved? Are the RD and the infection preventionist doing rounds in the kitchen? Remember, CMS provides a worksheet for the initial kitchen observation called the Critical Element Pathway. Use it. Links are on the CAF website as well as training checklist and onboarding tools. Let's review. Logs demonstrate compliance to safe practices. Examples are food and equipment temperature logs, ice machine cleaning and sanitizing logs, and equipment repair logs. Food labels are required to have the name of the product, the open or preparation date, and the expiration or use-by date. Optimal storage temperatures are below 41 degrees for the refrigerator, below 0 degrees for the freezer, and 50 to 70 degrees for dry storage. Good personal hygiene includes wearing a hairnet that covers all strands of hair, wearing a beard cover over facial hair, showering and use of deodorant daily, wearing a clean uniform, change daily, and covering any wounds or bandages. Good kitchen habits include keeping personal items such as street clothing and personal beverages out of the kitchen, changing gloves between tasks, washing hands in between changing gloves, taking temperatures, and recording on logs. A final thought. Employees receive information from all sorts of venues, such as consultants, in-service trainings, and seminars. Yet none is as powerful as the interaction with their immediate supervisor and/or facility leadership team. Many a new leader mistakenly reinforced work that was shoddy or did not meet minimum requirements. Experienced leaders know that once the bar is set low, it's hard to raise it. Knowing key areas to look for will make sure you, as a leader, get the best from your food and nutrition staff. And please remember that when you see compliance or observe positive behavior, you should acknowledge it. Most people really do appreciate compliments and positive reinforcement. Every year, by regulation, supervisors are required to document that each food and nutrition employee has achieved competency in their work areas. This includes both technical skills and knowledge of current regulations. Supervisors will be asking employees to demonstrate correct and consistent performance of the skills and knowledge of their job. We hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of the goodness.